Hey everybody, Fetty here. In most of my project build videos, I use fast motion just to kind of keep the pace of the video moving along. I know sometimes people want me to stop and explain things, and it's not that I don't want to. I just know that if I do, that it makes the video so long that it's really hard to keep folks engaged. So I'm going to try something new on some of my videos, and what I'm going to do is pick out some of the more interesting aspects of the build and do a project breakdown and explain things in greater detail. This video will be the first project breakdown in the rolling tool cart stand. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I build cabinet boxes. If this goes well, I'll do more. So let's get started. So I'll start out by cutting all the components for the face frame. I have a fast cap miter fence system. It's really cool. It has a stop on it. I can get all that set up and just cut out a whole bunch of parts at one time. So I get all those parts cut out and go ahead and start drilling the pockets for the pocket screws. I'm using my Castle TSM12 pocket machine. It's a pretty awesome little machine, and it makes it so much easier to cut a whole bunch of pockets at one time. You can really crank through them really quick. And it cuts just a really beautiful, professional looking pocket. It has a low angle to it, so it makes assembly a lot easier and cleaner. And here you can kind of see those pockets. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting ready to cut a slot into each style of the face frame that will accept the plywood side panels. I'm working with 3/4 inch plywood, so I've got the router table set up with a 3/4 inch straight cut bit, and I'm just running it across. I've got it laid out so there'll be about a 1/4 inch reveal on the outside edge of each style. Kind of common in building a cabinet because oftentimes you will skin the outside of the cabinet with a panel, so that reveal will allow you to skin it and it be flush. I'm not doing that in this project, but the reveal is kind of pleasing to the eye. I'm cutting this slot about 1/8 of an inch deep. The other thing that slot does is it provides a pocket to place the plywood in to keep it straight and lined up when you run your screws in. A lot of different ways you can do this. You could do it with a dado blade on a table saw, but the router table works really good. It's really efficient. Cuts a nice slot. You can see it there. You can see the reveal, 3/4 inch slot, and that looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble this face frame. I've been real careful to lay it out so that the 1/4 inch reveal is on the outside of each style. I'd hate to screw that up. Putting a little glue on the rails. I've got it laid out and marked so I know exactly where they go. I'm kind of clamping that down each time that I come to one of the rails and run a screw in to kind of hold everything into place. So really easy, and it turned out really good that way. No real mystery here. I'm just going to cut out the cabinet panels, the two side panels and the back panel. Once I get these parts cut out, I'll go ahead and start cutting the pockets. The Castle makes it real easy to line your pockets up because there's tick marks in the throat of the machine. But in the next video segment, you'll see me kind of struggling to see where to line those up, and that was part of the problem I had, and the reason I built this cabinet is I didn't have anything to set the machine on that was at a proper height that I could really see those tick marks. So I've resolved that problem. So here I go ahead and cut the pockets and the side panels, and here you can see those pockets. They look really nice. Now I go ahead and just put the rest of the cabinet together. I start by putting some glue in the slot we cut a minute ago and place the plywood side panel in that slot. Now, if I were going to skin the outside of this, I would put the pockets on the outside and just skin over top of them. That's not the case here, obviously, so they go on the inside. You may notice that I've offset the pockets on the panels just a little bit from the rail so I don't have screws interfering with each other. It may not matter, but that was just good measure. Go ahead and do the other side. Start with some glue and place the panel in. Make sure I have everything lined up. The slot holds that panel in place, keeps it from moving when I run the screws in, and it works out really nice that way. Get ready to put the back panel on, run some glue on the edges, and I'll go ahead and place the back panel on right now. What I do is I go ahead and just pin the corners with an 18 gauge. That's really not the fine woodworking method, I'm sure, but it just holds everything into place, and it really don't matter. You'll never see it from the road. So once I have them pinned, I go ahead and just run the screws in and complete the assembly of this cabinet box. And there we have an easy as pie cabinet box that looks nice and it's really strong. There's other ways you could build this, and there's probably other textbook ways or more perfect ways. But this is my way, and I know that that box is strong and it's square, and eventually it's going to look something like this. And I'll cover other aspects of this build in future project breakdown videos, so thanks for watching.